legend. Here we go, here we go. It's my turn to make history.
Hello everyone and welcome to Pike Medic. Today we are going to talk about the PLAB. So it has been requested on WhatsApp and calls. I thought that people knew about the PLAB, but it turns out that people still don't know about it. How to get to the UK, how to train in the UK after doing MBBS in their home countries. So let's start. So first of all, let me just tell you what is the difference between the PLAB and other licensing exams like the USMLE. So the difference is that the basic difference is if you are a medical student right now and you are planning to go to the UK, then you can go to the UK after completing your internship in your own home country, which is also referred to as the house job in many countries. So if you want to go at that level, you have to take the PLAB. And if you are already under training, if you are doing your residency in your home country and then you are deciding right now to go to the UK, then the best thing about the UK is that it recognizes your residency in your home country. This is not the case in let's say US. They don't recognize your residency. Even if you are a consultant in your home country, it is not recognized and you still start at the bottom. You have to redo the residency in the US. So I'll talk about all the exams. So for a medical student, it is the PLAB. For a resident, if you are under training or if you have already completed training, then you can take the exams and become the member of Royal College. There are many Royal Colleges. There is MRCS for surgeons and MRCP for physicians. So and if you are a consultant in your home country and now you are thinking of moving to the UK, you can still move to the UK, and the exam that you need to take is the FRCP or FRCS. So you become the fellow of the Royal College of Physician or Surgeon, and there are other colleges also for let's say Optha or Gynae. So we'll discuss everything about it in this series. So let's talk about the PLAB. So PLAB has two parts, that is PLAB 1 and PLAB 2. So PLAB 1 has 180 MCQ based questions, and it is a 3-hour exam. This exam doesn't need to be taken in the UK, it can be taken from many countries, also from India. So it is quite a cheap exam, you don't have to spend a lot of money, unlike PLAB 2. Because for PLAB 2, the exam center is only located in Manchester, UK. So you have to travel to the UK, and we'll discuss more about the PLAB 2 later. So the eligibility requirement for taking the PLAB is that you have to pass your MBBS, complete your medical school, then only you can take the PLAB. So basically you have to get that provisional license to practice, not the complete licensure to practice. For example, in India, it is once you take the final professional exams or the final year exams, you get a provisional license to practice medicine. And after 1 year of internship, you get the complete license to practice. This is at present. It might change in the future with next coming in. So you need this provisional license to practice. So what it basically means is that unlike USMLE, which can be taken in your first year or second year or third year, PLAB cannot be taken before. It has to be taken after completing MBBS. The second eligibility criteria that you have to meet is you have to demonstrate your proficiency in English. So you do this by taking IELTS UKVI. In this test you have to get aggregate score of at least 7.5, which is not difficult to get, but the writing section of IELTS is notoriously difficult to take, but it depends on your personal skill and your preparation level, as does for every other exam. So now let's talk about the cost of taking PLAB 1. So PLAB 1 can be easily managed with 50,000 rupees expenditure, which is not much because you only have to take IELTS and give the PLAB 1 exam fee. Rest is the traveling fee to the exam center, which is I don't think going to be much. So it is doable under 50,000 rupees. And if you take a test series, then obviously it's going to cost more, but I'll talk about the preparation later on in this video. So let's now talk about PLAB 2. As mentioned earlier, PLAB 2 can only be taken in Manchester, UK. so you have to travel there, and this increases the cost of taking the exam considerably. So at least you have to spend around 2 to 3 lakhs. 2 is a little low. I think it should be at least 3 lakhs of expenditure for PLAB 2. And apart from this, you also have to take coaching. A famous coaching center is the Swami classes for it. You don't have to take that coaching in the UK. You can also now take these coaching classes in your home country and then just travel to the UK, and you don't have to spend 2 months there. You just have to you can take the exam within a week and get back to India, so which will save a lot of money. So PLAB 2 consists of 18 stations, 18 scenarios basically. These are like our final prof exams or our lab leave exams, where we are allotted a patient and we have to where you have to do the history and examination. So in these 18 scenarios, what they do is sometimes they'll only tell you to take the history of this patient. In another scenario, they will say just examine the respiratory system or examine the cardiovascular system. Or on some other station, you might get to withdraw blood, how to sample blood. You have to demonstrate that. So we have discussed about the cost and the basics of these exams. So now let's talk about the difficulty of this exam. Are these exams insanely difficult? Are these competitive? No. Compared to NEET PG or the USMLE, they are fairly easy. They are not competitive at all if you compare it with NEET PG or the post-graduation exam in India. According to the recent pass rates of PLAB 1 and PLAB 2, so the PLAB 1 has 66% pass rate and PLAB 2 has 69% pass rate. So these are, I think, really good pass rates. The thing is that the rest of the 70% who pass these exams, they are almost assured a job in the UK. So these jobs need not be a training job like the STs, which I have previously talked in a video. You can check that out. So there are many IMGs out there who have said that they prepared for PLAB 1 in just 2 months, and it is perfectly doable within 2 months, in 6 weeks. So another reason that these exams are considered easy is that these exams don't focus on the medical minutiae. These medical minutiae are like the questions which are asked in NEET PG, where they ask for specific genetic mutations or specific chromosome numbers or specific translocations. They don't ask this stuff. They just want to check whether you are competent enough to be a practitioner in the UK or not. They don't want to check your in-depth knowledge of genetics or any such minutiae. Now I'll share my opinion that who should take the PLAB and who should go through other pathways. So if you want to settle in the UK in the future and you want to get trained, become a consultant in the UK and settle there, or maybe you want to come back only after years of training. The training in the UK is quite long. So if you want to complete your training in the UK and then come back or just stay there, then I'll recommend that you go through this pathway. Otherwise, if you are not sure, if you want to just, if you're not sure between Indian PG or between doing your post-graduation from the UK, then you should first complete your post-graduation from India, go through the other pathways which are MRCP or MRCS, and then you will have an option to come back because you will have a master's degree from India. But the problem is that it is as high you go up the ladder in the UK, that is, if you apply for ST1 level jobs, these are much easier to get into than ST3 level jobs. So if the later you go, the harder it becomes to get to the UK. And there are some people who just want to visit the UK and see how it is and just come back in 1 to 2 years. So for these people, there is also a pathway called the MTI or the Medical Training Initiative. So by this pathway, even if you want to, even if you wish to live in the UK for more than 2 years, you cannot. You will have to come back, but you will get a GMC registration. So that's all for this video, guys, and if this video helped you in any way, then please like it, comment, share with your friends and subscribe to this channel, because that's how you support me. That's how I'll remain motivated to make such videos in the future. Thank you.